Students of Reddit, what is your best school life hack? You can Google by file type. Using the syntax greater than file type, PDF name of the textbook I need will often give you downloadable versions and save you hundreds of dollars. Plus, being able to control +F a textbook is a lifesaver. This of course can be applied to any other file extension. Library Genesis. This can save students thousands of dollars. It has almost any book you would need with recent versions. This is an unethical and specific one, but it worked wonders. One of the vending machines at school accepted Yu-Gi-Oh cards as dollar bills. This is my favorite answer in this whole thread. It's made even better by the mere fact that someone had to think something like, I wonder if Pot of Greed could get me a soda. How many Snickers can I get for my blue eyes? White Dragon? I think the real question is, who the fuck sticks a Yu-Gi-Oh card in a vending machine expecting it to do something? Browse the textbook before the lecture. Or at least skim the introduction and the section headings. It's a lot easier to remember information if you walk into the classroom with a little bit of context. See, I've always done that, but had the most trouble with professors who just assign readings and then do their own thing. #X200B. Make time to visit them during their office hours during the first month of the term. Sound them out on the things they consider key information to the course. Don't spend your school time on Reddit. Which is exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm def not doing that right now. Same. I spend 30% of my workday shitposting on Reddit, and I've gotten a significant promotion every year since I started here without changing my work habits yet. So, all you students out there ready to start working, ignore responsibilities 30% of the time and you'll be upper management before you know it. **** disclaimer, your 70% effort, should outshine your coworkers 100% effort. If you need to participate in group discussion but aren't sure about the material, ask intelligent questions instead of trying to answer what you don't get. It'll buy you time and you'll still be participating. See the professor during their office hours if you need extra help understanding something. No one comes to office hours and they're usually really happy to help. In my experience, they're also more willing to give you the benefit of the doubt in situations because they can see you actively putting in effort. People underestimate the power of being seen. Sit in the front row and take notes. To add on to this, pay attention to how often other people are participating. If it's a high participation class, you'll probably want to contribute 3 to 4 times even if you don't know what's going on. Snatch up the easiest gimme answers and ask a couple good questions and you're set. If participation is low, your teacher will be thrilled anytime someone says anything at all. Just ask like one question during class and you'll be fine. I had plenty of college discussion-based classes where certain students literally never talked. At most it would be once or twice in an entire semester. And only because they were directly addressed. My classmate took up a strict 9-to-5 school schedule. Right from the first semester. Every day, he'd work 9 to 5. He was either in class, working on homework, or studying if he got everything done. At 5 p.m., he'd pack up his stuff and was done for the day. He had all his homework done way ahead of schedule and never had to pull all-nighters or waste weekends on homework. He was never stressed out or anything like that because he'd spent time studying when he wasn't slammed with homework. I could never manage it because I'd rather procrastinate and start 3 hours before it was due. But it seemed like the best way to do it. This is by far the best advice that can be given to people entering college. Not only does it make everything so much easier, you are miles ahead of your peers when you get a job. just because you've practiced being productive and proactive. This is from someone who did the absolute opposite of this while in school. Get enough sleep. Seriously. I know it's hard. I know there's not enough hours in the day. But if you're gonna cut anything, it shouldn't be sleep. Sleep more than you study. Study more than you party. And party as much as you can. So 9 hours sleep, 8 hours of study, then 7 hours of party. Every day. Gotcha. And exercise. Being fit and rested will improve your mental performance. Quizlet is pretty great. Great for finding the entire tests for some reason. That moment seeing my take-home anthro test was lifted from Quizlet. By a woman who spent an hour talking about plagiarism. Word for word. Same order. My diploma should have Quizlet on it instead of my name. I remember failing to prepare for an exam I had. About an hour and a half before I had to go take it, and Googled a question that led to Quizlet and had the 60 or so questions from my study guide. I read through it a handful of times. Took the test. It was nearly identical. Finished the test in about 20 minutes and got like a 96. Go Quizlet. If you have lazy teachers, Google a direct quote from a worksheet or assignment and you can sometimes find teaching resources and answers online. At my school, the teachers have their own website and can make different folders for resources. The teachers have the option of putting a link on the site so students can access it. So teacher can see all links and students can only see ones the teachers put on the public site. I looked up one of the assignments for my app environmental class and found a link to my teacher's answer folder for all homework. I really lucked out there because I had no clue what I was doing in that class. If I learned anything from my high school days, don't tell anyone. Because if you do, it will spread and then no one will be able to use it. You don't know fear as an undergrad until you look at your future and realize you seriously might have to take a summer class just to graduate. Anthropology 101. My last humanities credit senior year. I went to lecture but never took notes and missed the labs due to a weird switching schedule. Tuesday 1 week. Thursday the next. My grade is in the tank. But I have already finished all the classes for my major and just need to fulfill university requirements. So there I am. In the library. And it's like 11:30 on the night before the final. They close at midnight. The final is first thing in the morning. If I get a D on this test, I graduate. Most of the test concerns the notes I never took and the labs I missed. I'm the picture of desperation. So I start Googling like a madman. I end up doing exactly what UPVOTE recommends. I type in an exact clause from some sentence on the study material. Just as a last-ditch effort to start living my life. And what do you know? My prof's name. And the class. And somebody else's meticulous notes and lab notes pop up. I think I got like a C. Do your homework at lunch. I do it in high school and now I have so much time to masturbate and not have a social life. I would have done this, but in my high school we were only given 20 minutes for lunch. High school is where I learned to eat so fast that I never taste my food. There was barely any time to eat after waiting in line. To add to this, don't underestimate the small chunks of time littered throughout the day. Got an hour before your bus, lecture, whatnot. Do some study. You missed the bus that was scheduled literally 1 minute after your lecture. That's 20 minutes of study if you don't sit at the bus stop staring at your phone. Stay in the library for that time. It especially helps if you're like me and have an attention span of a kid with ADHD, not literally. And can't do more than an hour of work at a time. If you use these times, it'll add up to a couple hours a day. Which is massive in the long run. If you don't know how to study, or have a hard time getting yourself to do homework, get a friend to buddy with. My ADHD ass can't study to save my life. But if my friend is in the room concentrating on that shit, I feel like I don't want to be left out. And I'll buckle down so we're on the same page. If you can't manufacture executive function, peer pressure is fine too. I wouldn't have made it through postgrad without doing this. My study buddy knew me for 15 minutes before she said, "I know you're smart but you obviously can't focus for shit. I'll make you learn it if you teach it to me." My grades went from C to A and we both made it out to good jobs. Peanut butter can be a meal. Woof woof, degree. Doggy, what now? For all my fellow commuters out there, meal prep. You will save so much money by making some rice and chicken at home instead of buying some food every day. I used to buy Subway twice a week as I was at school for a long time of those days. I just started to do meal prep and I feel so much better about not spending that much money anymore. What meals do you prep? I don't have access to a microwave and can't usually eat until around 2 o'clock in my 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. school schedule. You've got to play the metagame. If you're lazy and unorganized like me, you won't have time to properly study for everything and complete every assignment. That's when you look at the grade distribution and start with the items that are worth the most. This is so important. Keep track of your points. The only way you know if you can skip a homework assignment or bomb a quiz if you've been carefully watching your grades so far. This also goes for working adults, full-time, with classes, especially also full-time. If you have 4 classes on your plate and you work 8 hours a day, maybe you need to skip an assignment. The question is, what's worth the least versus the time sink? Maybe you've got a math quiz that'll take 10 minutes online. Do that. Maybe you've got an English assignment that is worth 5 points but takes 2 hours to do, or worse. An unknown period of time. But probably a while. Don't do that. I don't advocate skipping assignments. Why the fuck are you even in college? Boo, there is a thing called damage control.